Hi, it's Michael. It is said by default the human psyche is naive and vulnerable to programming, conscious and subconscious. Both are dangerous, the subconscious even more so because you don't even realize it's happening, but it is happening all the time. One of the best examples of this, how this works very well, in a way to our disadvantage in a way, is watching movies. Most movies, especially action, adventure and science fiction, use concepts that are utter nonsense, and you may even intellectually know that the technology or the way they are doing things in the movie, in the story, is utter nonsense. Yet psychologically, emotionally, you get sucked into the movie and you become emotionalized with it, and you feel kind of almost part of the story. It's very difficult to watch it with detachment, and this shows the vulnerability of the human psyche. If something is nonsense, and most of the time utter nonsense, why would we even bother? And yet we do. So this shows our inner vulnerability. We don't have to feel defensive about it. It's, as Dr. David Hawkins has clearly shown and explained, it's just an inborn part of the human psyche. That's what we come up with in this world, and we have to be aware of it. And paradoxically, the people who are the most susceptible to it are the people who are the most attracted to movies, TV shows, TV news, and so on. And the people who are somewhat more immune to it are people who don't bother usually with these things, who stay away from movies, who don't really watch TV shows and TV news, and so on. So there is a way we can protect ourselves against this to some degree, and the way is to be centered in our inner being, in our center, and be aware of what we are watching, and watching it with our spirit, so to speak, with our intelligence. And to some degree that helps us being protected. At the same time, most of us are not evolved, almost all of us are not evolved enough to have protection strong enough to really afford watching all this stuff that happens on TV and in the theaters. So the best recommendation that can be given is, if your intent is to evolve spiritually, to evolve psychologically, stay away from this stuff. Some TV shows and programs can be okay to watch, such as documentaries about nature, documentaries about people working, like for example about the police, what they have to deal with, about first aiders, what they have to deal with, or how to renovate a house. That can be okay and beneficial, but other forms of fictional entertainment, and even some stuff that is presented as a real life entertainment or happening, is actually dramatized. So we have to be very careful with that. Of course, part of the protection is asking the source of life, the spirit, the self with capital S, the divine, for help, protection and guidance, so we stay strong and keep on evolving. We don't get stuck. At the same time, if we ask for guidance, help and protection from existence, from the spirit, from God, whatever you want to call it, and then we go and watch a movie, stupid movie, then we kind of negate our asking by actually doing what we shouldn't be doing in the first place, right? If you ask for help and protection from being shot, and then you get a gun and play around with a loaded gun, well, you can shoot yourself unintentionally, so that kind of negates your prayer, your asking, right? And of course there are the two healthcare techniques I keep on talking about in all my talks: chiropractic and NET, neuro-emotional technique, that help maintain your nervous system, your psyche in a strong state. And neuro-emotional technique, NET, helps uncover emotions tied to these subconscious programmings, and helps to bring them to the surface and dissolve them, and thus to keep you healthy and strong. So that's it for this talk. If there are any questions or comments, they can be left below the video. Wishing you a healthy and joyful life. Michael out.